What's up, YouTube fam? This is your boy Niger, and I am representing Team JVS. And today we will be reviewing the movie Bloodshot, which comes to theaters this weekend, March 13th, in a very busy weekend of movie releases as well. But this movie is brought to you because it's based on the popular comic book series, and now brought to you on the big screen, featuring one of my favorite people in Vin Diesel. So therefore, I'm only going to talk about Vin Diesel because that's the only thing that matters. And in Vin Diesel movies, you can expect three things: family, cars, and Corona. And to be honest, none of those are in it. No, but seriously, you do get your standard Vin Diesel mugging. You know, his tone of his voice, as you expect, can't really change that. And then good action. I think he's a hell of a action actor. So nonetheless, really quickly about what this movie is about. So Vin Diesel, he plays this guy, Ray Garrison, and he's a military elite. So when they want their guy, they send him out. He was sent out on a hostage mission in Kenya, and he successfully completed the job. Nonetheless, life caught up to him because someone wanted to know how did he know about, where did he get that intel from to complete that job, therefore resulting in getting himself and his wife killed. Once killed, his body was then donated by the military, given to RST, Rising Spirit Technology, where then they performed this state-of-the-art blood transfusion, which with giving him advanced. Oh, so it was an advanced blood transfusion because the blood was filled with nanotechnology. You know, they've tried this trial on other things, just limbs, but this is the first time ever that they've tested it on a full body patient, and he survived. The surviving giving him advanced stamina and healing ability and superhuman ability and power, but resulting in memory loss. But the memory started coming back, which then he realizes that he actually isn't alone in this world, but that he did have a wife and that his wife was killed. So now he's tasked to figuring out, or going after the guy that killed his wife, or at least who he think kills his wife. And it's just it's a really like, I'll say passionate motivation for him to figure out who did it and how did this all come about. So yeah, that's quickly the synopsis of what the movie is about. So first I gotta say, I seen this movie in IMAX, and you know, for IMAX, for enhancing audio and visual, it absolutely did that because everything visually was amazing. The sound was just like bouncing around through the theater. It well complemented the scenes that it needed to. So it wasn't just over the top noise. It was just really crisp and put a lot of emphasis on the things that it needed to do. The CGI in this movie, which I potentially thought could have been a problem, I thought was actually good, and not over the top, because again, you know, it's Vin Diesel. You have to go over the top all the time, and they didn't go over the top with the CGI in this one, so it was enjoyable. You know, the technology, the advanced warfare technology in this movie was really cool, and for anybody that's kind of into that type of stuff, like what's the new technology of the future, I mean, this movie really makes your brain scramble, because some of the things and how they use it, and just, you know, how they, you know, the visuals that goes along with it is just amazing. I mean, hell, Vin Diesel's character Ray basically uses God Eye from the Fast and Furious movie, and you know, was just locating people. So it was just amazing. You know, to be honest, this movie felt a lot like G.I. Joe: Rise of the Cobra. Especially some scenes just really felt like it, but just their advanced, better version of it, and I'm cool with that. What else about this movie? Oh, and then, like, I can't stress enough, I know people hated this movie, but Terminator Genisys. So Jason Clarke's character, John Connor, you know, he's that new version of the T-800. And you know, when he gets hit and he's phasing, now you've seen it in the trailer for Bloodshot, but I gotta tell you, those regeneration scenes are amazing. And quite frankly, since he has these advanced abilities, like, he gives, like, it gives like zero fucks about anything. He went from being elite, being strategical, and tactical in his killings to now being OP, like he has a game shark attached to him, and he just walking through the war zone, taking hit after hit, and just create like straight havoc. It's like those guys, like they just really do not care. And when people mod games and stuff like that with the codes, like this is pretty much what was happening on the screen. It was just straight chaos. But nonetheless, I gotta say, like for all that's worth, the movie does have its problems, and the reason why it has its problems is because I feel like there's a lot of convenience in the plot. There's a lot of things that just didn't make sense, but they were like, hey, we need this to happen because we need to kind of knit this all together. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. And a lot of people are like professionals or experts in this movie, but they're making like amateur decisions and stuff. Like a lot of that was happening. It's hard to overlook because it just doesn't make sense. And then there's a character. Matter of fact, there's a couple of characters who are like hackers. The traditional stereotypes of hackers are really getting annoying now. They all have to look a certain way, act a certain way. It's just like, is that how we're just going to keep classifying people? Is that we're going to keep casting people to play these people and for it to just be the same thing? It just all of a sudden just feels really like mellow and just, it has no element to it. As a matter of fact, no character really has any depth to it worth memory. So it's just, once you get past it, you get past it. Yeah, but nonetheless, like, I feel like if you want to check this movie out, basically, if you're a big fan of the comics, then I think, you're more inclined to still do it regardless. But, like, this is still one of those movies where it's just like, I wouldn't, like, highly recommend it because, like, it just didn't do a lot. It didn't do enough, to be honest. But the action was great, especially that last sequence, and that elevator type of aerial fight scene that you kind of seen in the trailer. It was amazing. It really was amazing. But again, I know for myself, and I know from the past, like action just isn't enough to really make people get into movies. Because like I mentioned earlier, I thought Terminator Genesis was good, but people hated it. But I thought the action was great in that. But the plot, was very questionable, and this is very much on par with that as well. So. But nonetheless, let me know what you think and leave your comments below.